Happy New Year. I'm Kyle Dukuyan. I'm the Executive Director of the Poetry Project. Welcome to part 2 of the New Year's Day Marathon. I'm very honored and grateful and delighted that our host for this 6 to 7 p.m. hour is Morgan Bassicus. Please welcome Morgan.
Hi. A few quick housekeeping. My name is Morgan. A few quick housekeeping. If you are looking to date somebody or open up your relationship, just adjust your energy. Okay. I also want to just say real quick, on behalf of so many of us, a huge thank you to the Poetry Project for so many things, in particular endorsing the Palestinian academic and cultural boycott of Israel. We are so grateful to the Poetry Project for their courage and bravery in leading the way that all of our arts organizations need to follow to endorse PACB and support the Palestinian movement for freedom. So thank you, Poetry Project. Without further ado, I'm going to bring up our first incredible act of this 6 to 7 p.m. hour. Please join me in welcoming Days, Philbrick and Ned Risley. Please give them a round of applause.
Happy New Year. I worry about things you don't even notice. And if you noticed, I would probably be ashamed. Your theory has a hole in it. In fact, it's just a theory of hope. The past is present and it's a big, big room. The roof is falling in. Let it. The past is present and it's a big, big room. The roof is falling in. Let It's a whirlpool you've been sliding down into an abyss of loneliness. No one can see but you. I'm waking up from dreams
for days. Please join me in welcoming our next performer and reader. Ben Fama is the author of the novel If I Close My Eyes. Ben Fama, everybody.
A single poem. This is about consenting to pain. Wild roses. Last night, concorded to our bargain, you whipped me and I bled. Wild roses by the parkway, a knotted cord. As though each strike afforded the lack in my schema and image, a control over fear and guilt by means of this pain. If you can't say something positive about humanity, then say something equivocal. I want to feel something. They say we accept pain from others equal to that which we are willing to inflict on ourselves, nevermore. Job confounds me, Prometheus sickens me. He who the sword of heaven will bear should be as holy as severe. I wander morbidly through the past, then turn to the candle, snuffed out forever, how all existence becomes tranquility tinged with terror. And I love pop culture. I eat it up like dog food, lying to myself when, no, it's that there's no truths available, subjected to the funhouse mirrors, the music and the pain, sacred pain, this world, ours, I mean, mine. Thank you.
Our next reader is Elliot Reed. Elliot Reed is a very alive artist living in New York City. Please join us in welcoming Elliot Reed.
Hey, Happy New Year. This poem's called Diamanda, and it's in honor of my Gothic queen, Diamanda Gallus. Yeah. Somewhere above your left shoulder sits the most beautiful smell you've ever heard. You are unimpressed. You look for a few minutes, and suddenly the house lights fade to black, compulsively. The other people sitting in the room begin to clap. You decide to withhold your enthusiasm until the last act. These were comp tickets. Anyway, you are grateful, albeit underinformed. The curtain opens. The first dancer leaps silently from the upper balcony, gliding from the rear of the house to the back of the stage. The whole experience takes no fewer than 7 minutes to complete. After landing soundlessly, the dancer exits swiftly, without affect, stage left. The curtain closes. In sync with the curtains, your eyes gently shut. Diamanda, what a beautiful name for a girl. The thought exits your mind as swiftly as it entered. Things take time. I'm not sure how, but I'm glad I have it. Under the blanket, head on pillow, sober, exhausted, you sleep. Thanks.
Elliot. Our next performer is Anselm Berrigan. Anselm has been a witness, a volunteer, an audience member, a member, archivist, a program assistant, a Monday night coordinator, a Wednesday night coordinator, a workshop leader, an artistic director, and grieving family member for the Poetry Project for a long time. Please join me in welcoming Anselm.
so you can see me in my natural habitat. This is called the Rings of Earth. No, it's called the Rings of Earth, a proposal. In the great days I was microdazing in, I imagined a great plain splotch of imagining to relocate Jerusalem into space. It would be estimable, in my humble non-opinion, for folks such as they may identify themselves, meaning folks, to abandon the thought of Jerusalem and to extend that abandoning to Jerusalem's physical existence, at least at present as such. I know most humans, supposedly, so to speak, or like otherwise, believe in forms of deities, and if not afterlives and after parties, then somehow prior lives and prior parties, or something akin to story that clears the path for us on this stair of nowness, where we find ourselves within reach of bits of joy amid shitloads of harm and suffering. Laws have been invented to make sure you have the right to openly serve your beliefs in that which has been made up to believe in. Laws have also been broken to make sure you get harmed and killed for believing in your right to believe that which has been made up for you to believe in. All I'm saying here is that those physical structures created in service of belief, believing, and belief in believing may no longer be necessary. Belief and belief and belief have been duly and bloodily established. Thanks. We do also have this gross ring of satellites around our planet. Why not create another ring, a real ring made of debris, and break down all the most holy places into little bits of material and let them float in space in orbit around this planet? You could look up and see your holy places if that's what gets your spiritual rocks off. You would no longer, if you're poor, worry that you could never save enough money to actually get to Jerusalem or Mecca or Yankee Stadium or the Poetry Project at St. Mark's Church or whatever joint makes manifest, whatever that means, your need for architecture to illustrate the monumental scales of faith. They'll all be up there in the sky, frankly and visibly unavailable. I made my family go to the Scrivini Chapel in Padua in 107-degree heat because I wanted to see the starry blue ceiling Giotto Chapel. And it was overpowering and beautiful for the 15 minutes we were allowed to be there. And despite my younger daughter, June, telling me only 10 minutes in that the rest of the family wanted to leave now, which wasn't true, and so Daddy, we better go. After sitting through 15 minutes of a very prideful video on the restoration of the chapel and how that means we now have the privilege of even entering the space. But I guess you and I digress. Some of us do work out our shit in public. The Scrivini Chapel must go up, broken down into orbit too. Earth could use a ring. And we, the so-called people, could use a break from killing ourselves for states and states of belief and belief of God is at this point the construct of cowards. You can hang out and commune without praying. You can stop making arguments for the goodness of religious belief in the faceplant of all dogma, demanding exile and death for anyone even just a little bit off in some handed-down way. The results of our mass historical gamble on the purity of forms of destruction should float in space around the planet. The fading rings of Saturn need company. Let the holes in our bodies be the only holy places. Let little bits of contested land no longer be justifiable as reasons to kill each other over and over again. Boycott religion. Divest from holy places. Sanction your given and taken beliefs.
Next up, in this room full of legends, we have a legendary performer coming to the stage. Penny Arcade. Penny Arcade has contributed to new forms of writing, performance, and theater every decade since 1968 and shows no sign of stopping. Please join me in welcoming Penny Arcade.
Whoa, hi everybody. Wow, Happy New Year. Imagine we made it to 2024. This might be the last year. Yeah, just straight up and down. Oh, I've been thinking about you guys actually, because I've been writing my memoir, and I keep thinking, I wonder what they're going to think. And it is the 50th anniversary, my Gem Spy hat. You can get one. Keep the history alive. The first time I came to this place was Patti Smith brought me in 1970 to see Ann Waldman and John Giorno. And yeah, so that's called lineage. And that means you're part of that lineage too, right? Because you don't have an art scene when, because of artists. You have an art scene when you have 1/3 artists to 2/3 people living an artistic life. People who are never going to write a poem, never going to make a video, never have a band, never make a painting, never make a movie, never write a book, but for whom art is vitally important. Without those people, there's no art scene, people. That's Bohemia. So I wanted to do, oh, look, Patricia Spears Jones, my fave. I wanted to do a PSA because, I noticed that people just don't give money to people on the street, and there's never been such poverty in the streets of New York. And, for 2,000 years, people have given money to beggars, yeah? Now, why is that? Is it because they wanted to feel good about themselves? Was it a religious thing because they thought it was going to increase their spirituality? Or was it because they didn't want to get killed? I think it has to do with not getting killed. You increase the mental illness of people who are already under so much stress when you won't even look at them. You won't look in their eye. You won't say, sorry, man, I don't have any money. You won't buy them a sandwich. It's fucked up, people. That is not a downtown mentality. That's not a downtown value. So, I just turned 73 this year. Well, all it means is that I didn't die yet. So, I want to tell you that I'm doing my memoir musical at Joe's Pub, January 16, 17, 18, 16, 17, 18, 21. It's an episodic memoir musical while I'm writing the book. And I'm doing episode 3 which is 1967 to 1974, and it's called Superstar Interrupted. And it explains why I left New York in 1971 when I was a Pop-Tart. I avoided becoming a Pop-Tart and being one of those people who have to just constantly brag about what I did in the 70s. My daughter, why do you do these things? Know why, Mama? Because I'm a follower, and the devil, he took me with him. He wanted me to do wrong, Mama. And Mama, I got a bad disease from sharing dirty needles, and that disease that gave me AIDS, Mama. Please forgive me, that's a fault I never understood that it would happen to me, Mama. But I'll tell you one thing, I want to die the soft way, not the hard way, because I don't want to feel no pain. Bo, 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 bo. I'm going to be a singer one day in the future. Your girlfriend, give me 50 cents. Give me 50 cents. Shit. Your brother, give me 50 cents. I can tell a construction worker when I see one. Give me 50 cents. Yo, big brother, we are the world. We are the children. We are the one that make the better world, so let's start giving. They ate that shit up with Michael Jackson. Yo, sister, you a nun? I want you to pray for me. I ain't had nothing to eat for 3 days except for them nasty sandwiches from the Christian Friends. You know that white bread and mayonnaise? And they come and they ask you if you're praying. I said, I'm praying for ham and cheese. I'm going to kneel down. I am going to kneel down, and I am going to be your follower because I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was sick, and you visited me. All right, I'm going to tell you what I'm feeling now. I have a child, which the CCW has taken from me. Not because I was an IV drug user, no, because my sister, she put me in a mental hospital. She made me sick. Yo tengo un nena, I have a girl, que me la quitaron, they took her from me. Yo sufro por ella, I suffer for her. With all my life, when the nighttime comes, after 12, and I go to the moon, and I write my daughter's name. Her name is Naima, and I would die for her, and I would go through pain just to see my Naima. I also suffer with the disease. I IV myself for 14 years. I also share dirt and needles, and now I suffer with that disease called AIDS. If you don't believe me, I'll show you some papers. And I also suffer with a heart murmur. I also suffer with asthma. Asthma, you know, when I breathe. I love to sing Jamaican music, and my favorite color is red, black, and green. I wear perfume, but that's expensive. I look the best, when I got new dresses. I met this boy, his name is Boy, and my name is Girl, and my father's name, he was Tarzan, and he made me what I am today. You ain't got the right thing to go with my fitness. You know why? Because I exercise myself. I do bodybuilding. Only my bodybuilding's like this. And sometimes like this. And sometimes when I can't get enough, I do it like this. All the way around. You see what I'm saying? You want to help me out? With 50 cents or $1? I could buy lunch with $1. My name is Girl, and I am homeless, but you ain't never seen no homeless person with no pair of New Balance. These jumpers cost my man $39 and some change. In a while, like one day, I'm gonna be all right. Thank you. Didn't mean to scare you.
Next up, please join us in welcoming Douglas Dunn. Douglas Dunn is a New York City-based dancer and choreographer working since 1971. This evening, he is dancing with Jules Bakshi and Paul Singh. Stephen Taylor is making the music. Please join us in welcoming Douglas, Jules, Paul, and Stephen. want to let everybody know that there's 4 more accessible seats up front in case anybody wants to use them. Today is, what's the date? Which means a lot of things to a lot of people. And I think we can all agree the most important association we have with today is that it is C.A. Conrad's birthday. C.A. Conrad Wave Books is publishing C.A. Conrad's new poetry collection, Listen to the Golden Boomerang Return, in April 2024. Please join us in giving a warm welcome to C.A. Conrad.
Perfect. Great. Hello. Thank you. I'm going to read one poem. We stopped studying the night sky for directions. If someone said we made it up, planet Earth isn't real, we would try to verify. We would try to be sure. Critics are the evidence. We do not trust ourselves. Your imagination is asking for parole. What is your verdict, warden? Try to always remember the calendar made of light our ancestors followed to pass the year.
Let's give another round of applause to C.A. Conrad. Happy birthday. We love you. We love you. Next up, we have Niall Harris. Yes. Niall Harris is a performer and director of live works of art. He has done a few things and hopes to do a few more, God willing. Please join us in welcoming Niall Harris.
So I really tried to write a poem.
No, but like I really actually tried, but I didn't finish it. So I'm going to write what I wrote. Yeah, I'm gonna write what I wrote. Patricia, not to talk to elders like that. Hi, Patricia. I was like, who said that? I'm gonna write what I, yeah. I think that's like the part of the exercise. Okay. Black self-determination, playing the game of God. All my life I had to 1-2 step. Thank you.
We have 2 more acts in this 6 to 7 p.m. hour. Next, I am really happy to bring up Emily XYZ and Myers Bartlett. Yes, Emily XYZ writes poems for 2 voices, and she and actor Myers Bartlett have been performing together since time immemorial. Please join me in welcoming Emily and Myers.
Where is she? Oh, there she is. Just want to say thank you to the Poetry Project for so many amazing years of this. And, you know, I got invited to this first in, I forget when, 91 or 92 or something, by Eileen Miles. And I've seen so many amazing things here over the years. David Winorovich, Karen Finley, just so many people. So grateful to be here tonight. Thank you for all of you being here too. Here's a thing that's clear, though it might be something you don't want to hear, separation of church and state. If you must tell wrong from right, well, this much is spelled out in black and white. Separation of church and state. Separation of church and state. When I pick it up and read it, I pick it up and read it, I see. These are the very first words of the First Amendment to the Constitution, right? These are the very first words. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, separation of church and state. All the things that are out of control, all the things that are amiss. All the things that are out of control, all the things that are amiss. What's a believer to do? Blame the ACLU. Skip to Amendment 2. Replace with Commandments 1 through 10. What's a believer to do? Blame the ACLU. Skip to Amendment 2. Replace with Commandments 1 through 10 and pray. When you know what's best. When you know what's best. When you know what's best for the rest of the world, that's a sign it's time to shut up, shut up. These are the very first words of the First Amendment to the Constitution, right? These are the very first words. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, separation of church and state. Separation of church and state. Stand by to testify, stand by to bear witness. Stand by to testify, stand by to bear witness. Stand by to testify, stand by to bear witness.
What's a believer to do? Blame the ACLU. Skip to Amendment 2. Replace with Amendments 1 through 10. Replace. Here's the thing that's clear.
Replace.
Here's the thing that's clear.
Replace.
Separation. Separation of church and state. Replace.
Jesus Day is June 10th in
Replace.
Texas.
Replace.
Jesus Day is June 10th in
Replace.
Texas.
Replace
Jesus
with
Day
Commandments
is
1
June
through
10th
10.
in
Replace.
Texas.
Replace.
Jesus Day is June 10th in
Replace
Texas.
with Commandments 1 through 10. Replace.
Line forms on the right, babe.
Replace.
Babe.
Replace.
Line forms on the right, babe.
Replace
babe.
with Commandments 1 through 10. Replace.
Line forms on the right, babe.
Replace.
Babe. On the
Replace.
right. On the
Replace
right.
with Commandments 1 through 10. Replace.
On the right, babe. Jesus Day is June 10th.
Line
Jesus
forms
Day
on
is
the right,
June
babe.
10th.
Babe.
Jesus Day is June 10th in
Line
Texas.
forms on the right, babe.
On the
Babe.
right, babe. On the
Line
right,
forms
babe.
on the right, babe. Ask yourself, are you better off now? Ask yourself, are you better off now? Ask
Separation
yourself, are
of
you better
church
off
and
now?
state.
Ask yourself, are you better off now?
Separation
Ask yourself,
of
are you better
church
off
and
now?
state.
Ask yourself, are you better off now?
Separation of church and state.
2, 3, 4. Ask
Jesus
yourself,
Day
are you
is
better
June
off now?
10th.
Ask
Jesus
yourself,
Day
are
is
you better
June
off now?
10th.
Ask
Jesus
yourself,
Day
are
is
you better
June
off
10th
now?
in
Babe.
Texas.
When you know what's best, when you know what's best, when you know what's best for the rest of the world, that's a sign it's time to shut up.
Shut up!
These are the very first words,
Of the First Amendment to the Constitution,
right? These are the very first words.
Of the First Amendment to the Constitution,
Right.
These are the very first words. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion.
Congress shall make no law
Respecting an establishment of religion. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, of church and state, of church and state, of church and state, of church and state.
Separation
of church.
and state.
Separation of church and state.
Can we hear it for just all the amazing readers and performers in this hour and all day long? To close out this hour, we are being joined by Yoshiko Chuma and Chris Cochran. Chris Cochran, guitarist, composer, improviser, has collaborated with with many musicians, choreographers, visual artists, and filmmakers since coming to New York in 1982. And as they're setting up the stage, I'm going to read a message from Nora Baker, a director of the Palestinian dance troupe El Fanoun. We are thankful for my friend Yoshiko for this opportunity to write today to you in a time where our voices as human beings is being silenced by the colonizing, oppressive powers of this world. My name is Nora Baker, and I am a proud Palestinian that loves life. I have lived under occupation all my life, and I have learned that art is a powerful tool when it has a purpose and a meaning. Dance, in particular, is my freedom and my fighting voice living under an oppressive, bloodthirsty oppression and colonization. It is also my fuel to love and live, and it is my fight for justice and equality, not only for my people, but for all those oppressed. My fight is your fight, And if we don't speak up, the result is the genocide we see now happening to us Palestinians. We have the right and power to resist. It is our human right to live and die with dignity. I ask that you keep speaking about Palestine. Your voice matters, and our lives matter. Call for the end of occupation and the freedom of Palestine from the river to the sea.
Shoot. Shoot.
you play? No. Don't watch me. Play it.
Over 101 journalists.
I don't speak English like you do. I just want to one message. Great to have a new generation, free Palestine. Tonight, think about what you say. Free. For what? For who? Think about tonight. What you think Palestine? Just. Then we can say, free Palestine. Don't use the word we don't know. It's okay? Thanks.
Joseph Ochuma and Chris Palmer and everybody. Before I hand it back to Kyle and we close out this hour, I want to invite up to the stage an incredible group of people who we are all so grateful for their labor and their love and their generosity, the staff of the Poetry Project. Please join me in welcoming the staff of the Poetry Project.
Kyle, that means you too. Kyle, Happy New Year.
For those who don't know, our executive director and our friend and comrade, Kyle DeQueen, is going to be leaving his role at midnight tonight, or whenever we get out of this building. And as your colleagues and as people who have worked with you in this really extraordinary, really unique place, and who have benefited from your vision and grace and the expansiveness of thought and care that you have brought to each of our lives and to the work that the Poetry Project does. We want to say thank you. We want to say we're going to miss you, and that the work will go on without you. And we have got you flowers, and we made you a book that I have been running around all day getting signatures in. Thank you. And we love you.
Thank you, guys. Now I have to emotionally gather myself and host.
Yeah, sorry, that was kind of cruel.
I'll stay here to give my opening remarks and just say that poets make this event happen, and poets also make this place happen. Poets are the technicians and the volunteers and the door people and the food and book people and the curators and the editors and the teachers and the staff and the board of this place, which I think is a totally unique and unprecedented and precious structure that we keep making together. And so I just want to ask if you've ever been a curator or an editor or a teacher or a staff or a board member of the Poetry Project, if you could just stand so that I can thank you. I'm incredibly honored and moved to be working in the lineage of this place and to be in the past and the future of this place all the time. And I look forward to being in the audience with you very soon. But now, as I begin hosting this hour, I get to do my absolute favorite thing, which is raise money. And I would love to give, as a parting gift to my colleagues, I would love if we could raise $50,000 tonight for 50 years. And so I think that the last reporting I got was that our door sales are just over 35,000 right now. So I'm going to continue to plug through this hour a URL, which I hope you will avail yourselves of, and that's poetryproject.org/give2024. I have it right. poetryproject.org/give2024. And if you love what you see, I hope you'll give generously. And if you object passionately to what you see, I hope you'll give generously, because part of the beauty of this place is that it embraces and holds intense conflict and disagreement, and that we navigate that together and keep making something really extraordinary and audacious. Okay.